They met in the gold medal match at the Asia Games in Indonesia. Hong Kong won that one, and slowly and surely Japan have gathered revenge, beating Hong Kong. It was pretty close in Korea last week, 2 weeks ago, 28-19 as they run out onto the field. Hong Kong, well, they've been irrepressible this weekend, scoring about 139 points in pool play. And Japan, well, they're back to their usual best through lookout number 7 Sakai, number 5 Sawachima. Look out for Motomura in 12. And they really started to hit their straps in this tournament. Hong Kong, though, they brought a mixture of youth and experience, a few big names back at home. But look out for guys like Max Denmark, try-scoring machine, Rafe Morrison, equal highest try scorers for this tournament. And guys like Jamie Hood just to steer them around the park. In fact, looks like Hood is starting from the bench, which is a turn-up for the books. Liam Herbert gets a rare start. The trust put in him. Nadoni, Rafe Morrison. This is a look at the future of Hong Kong Sevens rugby. And this is Japan preparing themselves for the World Series. Sawachima, the Colossus in the air, gets up there. He's got a few inches on just about everybody at this tournament. Here goes Herbert. What a find he has been. Very deceptive. And all over him is Sawachima. What a competitor he is. Here's another one of the young men. James Christie gives it to Denmark. He just goes full noise at the defence. Asks questions of them. Fukumoto goes flying backwards. Kadu Lee, Christie's there. Morrison to Herbert. Nadoni. Oh, look at that. The big don't argue. Sit down, Daizawa. Morrison now. This is good continuity from Hong Kong. Good intensity. Going in for the steal there is Sakai. He's too slow though. Kadu Lee floats one out to Denmark and it hasn't come off. And an opening salvo from Hong Kong. Shots fired. 0-0 after 1 minute.
Well, opening 60 seconds, extraordinary, isn't it? It's Hong Kong side. Got a few people smiling at the selection that Paul Johns brought out to Colombo. He's tested, he's given the young guys a mission, and they've climbed into the mission, boots and all. They found their way to the final. As Hashimoto San awards the advantage to Hong Kong, but it's such a massive mountain they've got to climb up. And the corresponding game this time last year, played in mud and rain.
Crouch.
It was a sensational tournament, finished in the end by Seb Bryant. Hong Kong beat Japan. We see something similar in the dry.
Christie throws his body at the Japanese defence, and here they come, their first real chance. Threats are everywhere. Here's Motomura. He gets away. No, he doesn't get away from Herbert. Good chase by the young man. On hand is Nakazawa. They give it some width through Hashino. Sawachima flies into Morrison. He lets go. He tries to beat Lee. On his shoulders, Sakai. The defenders keep coming. Sawachima somehow on his feet again. Incredible play. Oh, and that's just sensational from Japan. They blow this Hong Kong defence. They work their way down the field. Kosuke Hashino, that's a top draw try to Japan. There was always one more player there. How quick was that? That was intense.
Well, they found the channel, and they exploited it, and they flooded it, and they built the pressure, and in the end, the Hong Kong defence, well, popped like a champagne cork out of the bottle, and behind it came points for Japan. The sensei, Sakai, he dots it over. There is the power, there is the strength. As we watch now, Rafe Morrison, you don't often see him falling off a tackle. I don't know if he's done it all weekend. And then it was just covering tactics by Hong Kong. Denmark missed. Bako almost missed. Herbert tries to get in the action, but they've got too many people. They've got too many players. They've got too much class.
This cup final's underway. Points are on the board. 7-0 Japan. How many times was Soachima in that movement?
Well, the big games, that's when you see the big players really step up, and we've been seeing Soijima do a lot of work down the flanks. Should be no real surprise to see him starting to pop up in the middle of the field to create problems for Hong Kong. That's where he's going to be deadly. He's going to be deadly on the ball at any point, but he certainly knows how to press the issue home. Soijima, and he'll be right up for this. This will be a great challenge for him. I expect him to respond accordingly.
Kaduli with this line out on the 10-metre line. They contest it. They just get it back there. Good cleaning up by Nardoni. Kane Boko now takes on Soachima. Morrison brings it back to short side. There was an inside offering there for Herbert. He's not needed. Nardoni goes to ground. Japan coming in with some fierce tackles as well. Christie out to Denmark. Here we go. This will test the man. He's up against Motomura. Shrugs him off. Max Denmark with a classy finish for Hong Kong. An absolute ripper for the young man, Max Denmark. And Motomura, well, incredible finish by Denmark. 15th try of the series. And he's all business.
Well, they train with this guy. They know what he's capable of. We're still yet to see full palette of gifts that Max Denmark's got as James Christie lines up this conversion. It's important. Oh, it just skirts the face of the uprights. Denmark, well, gee, it feels good to see what he's got under the hood. Here he hits it in third gear, straight into fourth, slams it into fifth. And it's ta-ta for now. Max Denmark wins the first sprint out wide for Hong Kong.
So Hong Kong stay in touch. Christie with the restart. He goes deep down to Soachima, who fires a bullet in field to his general Sakai. Here comes Motomura now. Look, he wants to make amends for that one. He gets the legs open, does.
Great work from Herbert. Motomura. Sensational work from Herbert.
Herbert can't quite force the turnover though. They go wide through Fukumoto. Here's Soachima lurking out there. Nardoni, oh, look at that missile coming in. Fukumoto straight off his feet. Here's Sakai. He'll understand what's going on. His counterpart, Jamie Hood's not on the field. Motomura keeping possession. Nakazawa. Hashino turning Kadu Lee inside out. He comes back at him up to the 10-metre. Boko has a passive counter ruck. Soachima, look at the line he's taken there. That's incredible. He puts the hammer down, makes a hole where there wasn't one. He's got the balance and the class to just defeat two defenders hands down. It's quality, isn't it? 14th try for the series for him. He's up there with Denmark.
Well, we made the point that we've seen Soijima almost exclusively operating out on the sidelines. And in the final, he comes back towards the centre. And Hong Kong, to be fair, they were struggling in the plays leading up to that as Sakai adds the two. They really were battling to hold Japan. James Christie and Kadu Lee came together, and that really indicated that they were stretched. And Soijima, well, you're right, Booze, of the class of the guy. He knew when to strike. He took it. He scored. And there it is, the halftime score. Two converted tries to a try. Japan leading Hong Kong. Fantastic stuff. Look at him go. Great offload from Soijima. Sakai. There he is back in the action. That's his first real appearance in the game. As Hashino takes it in. Some excitement here for the Hong Kong fans as they appreciate the out-and-out express pace of young Max Denmark. And then, well, look at that. He's beaten 3 there, James Christie, Rafe Morrison, and the initial defender. Just a class above the rest. Welcome to the Facebook audience, which has really started to balloon for this final. It's going to be a good one. The second half could be all important.
For also empowering Sri Lankan rugby for so many years as they have.
While we've got your attention, Asia.rugby on Facebook. If you haven't already, follow us there. Keep up with all the news, the updates, the highlights packages, the previews, and on Instagram, Asia Rugby Live. Fantastic images being put up on the Instagram feed, and at Twitter we are at Asia Rugby if Twitter happens to be your thing. So just 7 minutes left in this 2018 edition of the Asia Rugby 7 series. Have Hong Kong got what it takes to pull this one back? Looks like Tamasi Lawa is on in place of Kane Boko. That looks like the only change. Maybe Eric Kwok as well on the far side. So Achima takes that under no pressure. A little bit too deep, the restart. Daizawa to Sakai. They just take it nonchalantly, and once they realise it's on, the hammer goes down and they swing it back. Stress testing the Hong Kong defence. Here we go, Nardoni up against Sohajima with a change of pace. Christie comes across, a little more than a speed bump for Sohajima. Nardoni comes back at him, slows him down. There's a 4-on-3 situation here. Motomura sizes up Kadu Lee, slips out of the tackle. Coming at him is Eric Kwok there in 12, not releasing Sohajima. When he puts the foot down, goodness me, scooted away from Nardoni there. And, well, young James Christie, hats off to him for coming at Sohajima like he had 30 kilos more weight than he really had. Didn't do much, but he slowed him down just enough for Nardoni to come back. Here they go, Ozawa on the 10. Looking to put Hong Kong away here, put some doubt in their minds. Sohajima, well, he's just everywhere. Yeah, and Nardoni remonstrates and wins the penalty from Hashimoto, referee. That's loose, and Herbert has to go back down on it. Good work from him.
Marcus!
That's untidy.
Kick him!
Can't take it. Kadu Lee tracking back now. Christie gets a full frontal from Sakai.
Postman!
Then look at the efficiency of Sakai. Just gets straight on the ball to Masilawa. Can't quite pop it up to Lee. Hong Kong scrapping inside their own 22. They'll be looking. Here's Rafe Morrison chasing that one. And Max Denmark is off the field for Eric Kwok. So there's one of the big strike players gone. Here they go. Those two players, Sohajima and Sakai, well, they're just running the show out there right now. They've made a little bit of a hash of that one, though. Nardoni in trouble. Christie down on his haunches too. It's been tiring. Just to remind you that the second and third placed teams, well, the two highest finishers on the ladder outside of Japan will take a spot in the World Series qualifiers at the Hong Kong Sevens in April. So that is Hong Kong. They're already assured of that, regardless of the result here. And we saw earlier in the third, fourth playoff, we saw the Volcanoes from the Philippines beating Sri Lanka, the home team. They too are taking a spot on the World Series. What a series they've had. In Japan, they do take the World Series in November.
Sohijima's earned his rest for the night. See, he put in a fairly big shot on Nardoni to get rid of him as well. Nardoni's off the pitch. Lee Jones is on the pitch. Father Brian watching down in Hong Kong, and we've been reliably informed that Lee Jones, he's well known in the Cambridge area for being, well, the guy that kissed his best friend's sister at the town clock when he was 13 in Cambridge town. They're still talking about it.
Here's a bit of trivia for you. The next pub night, pub quiz you go to. Dai Ozawa takes on Morrison. There's a real urgency around this Japanese side. They are doing things at 100 miles an hour. Motomura coming across as Herbert and Kwok in the loop around. Surely he's just going to go for the line. Hoshino and Kadu Lee can't stop him. And another quality try there. Just Motomura straightening, checking the Hong Kong defence, and Hoshino goes in for his third of the tournament. That might just be the one. Puts it out of reach of Hong Kong.
Great ball over the top, so much space, so much time. Terrific work. Kadu Lee, nothing more that he can do than be the first guy to be on site when Japan scored the try.
Are you ready to cheer your team?
Gee whiz, you've played with some accuracy tonight, haven't they? Japan, the platform was set beautifully by Suijima. And now you get the feeling that they just could start running riot. Ball back in, space on the outside. A little bit of jiggery pokery for Kadu Lee. But Japan, well, you'd have to say they've got both hands on the trophy.
Yep, they had both hands on it before they got here. They needed a miracle, Hong Kong. Needed someone else to beat Japan somewhere along the way. Look at this though, now it's Hong Kong just taking it down. Number one channel. They've missed Jamie Hood in this final. Suspect he's injured. Max Denmark retakes the field. Jamie Hood required in a situation like this. There's also guys like Max Woodward, Ben Rimini not making this trip to Sri Lanka. Experienced players. The changing of the guard, perhaps. Just 2 minutes remaining. The margin is 14.
Terrific. Growing experience for the Hong Kong program.
Set.
This next crop of young players make their way in. Terrific to see. They'll benefit greatly from this experience. Oh, Suijima comes across. Oh, James Christie and Suijima. Well, they've got a bit of a thing going at the moment.
It's a bromance. Tomasi Lawa tries to come away with it. Suijima, we thought he was off the field, but the menace was not over. He gets called back out to finish this one out. Just over a minute remaining. On comes Nakano in 8.
Just take a look. Here we go. It's James Christie. Well, he might have started that, to be honest, when he tried to put the shot on Suijima earlier in the game. And he's gone flying in, calling Tora. And I don't think Suijima's really forgotten that.
Fine. Set.
Into the last minute we go. Attacking scrum. Oh, good work from Lee there. Cheeky work from Kadu Lee, and he here's off down the field. Here's Lee Jones. Sees some space on the blind. The old veteran, he's got some power in the legs. Pops it up, it squirts out.
Entry.
Illegally so, says referee Hashimoto.
Well, he looked like he was about to wind back the years, didn't he?
He's on great form in that final in Indonesia at the Asian Games. There is Lee Jones. He's come back from injury time and time again. Made it to San Francisco for the Rugby World Cup. Here he goes again, showing some twinkling footwork there. Christie gets tied up by Daizawa. Lower then to Lee. Kwok. Denmark, he's going to have another go here. Runs out of space, it closes pretty quick. Nakazawa comes across. Look at them now, they know they've got this one. The hooter sounds, they tow it through. Who there? Sawajima's going to be beaten by the bounce, denied a final try, the big man. There is the whistle. Our pulsating cup final here in Colombo in the third leg of this Asia Rugby 7 series. But it's the class of Japan. They weathered an early storm from Hong Kong and they've pulled off a clean sweep over the 3 legs. And in this final here, they've defeated Hong Kong 19 points to 5 as it's handshakes all around. And, well, Hong Kong, worthy finalists, of course. And you feel like Japan have taken revenge on that Asian Games gold medal match